All right. I think everything is working okay. If not, let me know and then I will fix things. So good to be back, you guys. So good. We took some time off, but we are back. And feeling settled into the new space, finally. So I always like to come on a little bit early and just give people time to sign on. I'll also jump in the Discord and let everybody know that we are starting. Great, great. Welcome. If you just hopped on, just opened up stream. If you're logging on through Patreon also, and if you want to hop out and be on YouTube so that you can chat with us, kind of right in this lower hand corner, there should be a little YouTube logo that you can click, and that'll take you outside of Patreon, so you'll be able to utilize the chat function. And we still have about 4 minutes or so before class. I'm also feeling kind of like loose in terms of what I feel like doing, so. Hey Candace, what's going on? Don't mind me, just getting some calories in. How are you today, Candace? Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. I'm feeling pretty, like personally, I'm feeling very like cozy today because it kind of got like a little bit sprinkly here in LA. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. I want to have a nice cozy flow. Oh my gosh, congrats to you. So happy for you. Went to Pride for the first time as non-binary. Yay! Everybody is celebrating you, Candace. Yay! Hey, Ashley, hello. Oh, that's so exciting. And also, happy Pride to everybody. It is June 5th, so I'm a couple days late, but I was also very busy moving, so I feel like I haven't done any celebrating myself, but hoping by the end of the month I can go to some Pride festivities here in Los Angeles. That's so great. Yes. I'm also trying to find a playlist that I think I'll want to use today. I'm kind of like all over the board. Again, it's like my first class back in a week or two, so I'm always feeling like a little bit crazy. Hey, Velvet. Hi, love. Hope you're doing well. So good to see your name again. Just makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. I just love seeing my babies come to class. This past weekend, I did Monster Palooza, and that was so fun. I've been getting messages all morning because I didn't know that we were on camera for the local news here, and everybody's like, I see you on the news, and I'm like, what? And I'm in like the most horrifying costume ever. I posted the video in my Discord for my babies, and so everybody thinks it's very silly, but I was like, wow, it's so early in the morning, so feeling like, I'm sorry to all the people that have to see the scary stuff first thing. Oh my God, Berlinda. Oh, what's up? Oh my God. The gang is all here. Love this for us. Berlinda is one of my sweet friends and also a photographer. They photographed like a lot of the stuff we did for Desert House Retreat. So shout out to Berlinda for being here. Thank you, honey. So exciting. So here's my tentative plan for today because I know it's time, so I want to like get us going and take advantage of our whole hour together. So again, I'm still like kind of coming out of like moving mode, so I really want to do a lot of stuff that's good for like shoulders, back, hips, and legs. Get some like decent amount of movement in because I've been feeling, even though like moving's very physical, I just feel stagnant, right? So we're just gonna move a lot of stagnant energy and see where we end up. As always, you are the one in charge of your body, right? I'm just guiding you, especially because this is online. I'm not able to like see you and like give you recommendations or directions for your exact body. So I always like to just recommend to people to listen to yourself. If there's something that feels obviously like it's going to injure you, don't do it. I try to give out as many alternative options as possible when going through things, and know that you can take it whatever you want from this class and leave the rest, right? That's kind of the great thing about this practice is we're doing this to have a deeper experience with ourselves, to maybe gain strength or gain a little bit of mobility and flexibility, and that's it, right? We're not doing this to impress anybody. We're doing this to feel good, so let that be the goal. All right. You guys want a playlist? Hey, Holly, happy Monday. Let me find a playlist before we get going. I'm like, what's our vibe today? Again, I know I was talking about this earlier. Ooh, I always like this one. This is a good one. Happy Monday to you, my love. Also, since we're in a new space, and I have like a new situation, I would love to hear after class, if you stay for the whole thing, your thoughts and feelings on like camera angles and all of that, because I'm kind of getting things, you know, resituated, and y'all are the ones taking this class, so I always like to hear your opinions. All right, playlist is in the chat. If you want it, you can always move to whatever the heck you want, because I know we don't all have the same music tastes. Yeah? All right. So, this is our new spot, guys. So, again, I'm just kind of still working on lighting a little bit, but I have the mirror behind me. So we'll see if having like a mirror from the back to kind of see what's going on, I guess if you were behind somebody, to see if it helps. Hey, Jasenia, welcome. Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for coming, especially as a first timer. It can be so scary. So super glad you're here. We're just getting started. Again, this is a power class, so I'm going to be giving a lot of, you know, strength building options, but as always, do whatever you feel comfortable doing. And I'm gonna give out as many alternative options as I can so that everybody can feel like they can get something out of this class. For props, you don't have to have these props, but they can be really helpful, especially if you want to continue doing classes with me. I always love to use props as a way to modify things for as many bodies as I can, or make things a little fun and or difficult. So I like to use these cork blocks. I'm going to keep those towards the top of my mat, and we are all going to get started on all fours. So we're going to go to a shape called tabletop position. And I'm going to start this playlist from the top. All right. So we'll start by lining up your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And I want you to see your hands spread out really, really wide, like you're trying to grab the ground, pick it up off of the earth, yeah? We're gonna also bring our spine into neutral. So we're not back bending, we're not contracting, we're right in between, but with a really subtle knitting of the ribs so that we can feel our upper abdominals or core tuck in just a little bit. Now from here, we're gonna just slide forwards and backwards. So the anatomy thing that we're doing here is increasing the flexion of our wrists. You might feel this in the undersides of your forearms or even in the bottoms of your hands. And we're gonna get deeper into those hands in a moment here. Now what I want all of us to do here is to try to sync up our movement with our breath. So you can take an inhale forwards and an exhale back, or you can even do an exhale forwards and an inhale back. I'm not going to be really picky on that one. Now the whole point of our vinyasa practice, not the only point, but one of the points is to synchronize with our breath. In yoga, it's called pranayama. And so here, let's start that off. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Now let's draw a circle. So imagine that there's like a little pencil right at your heart space. And you're drawing a little circle kind of in the space between your thumbs or even behind your wrists. Let's make that circle thicker by drawing in the other direction. Nice. So we're just swirling around and creating space in the wrists. Your wrist joints typically have like one plane of motion, right? Usually we're only doing like flexion and extension, but we can also do a little bit of side to side stuff here. All right, when we come back to center, let's walk our knees a little bit closer towards our hands and together, and we're gonna flip our right hand like a pancake. So the palm of your hand is gonna face up towards you. I'm gonna bend my elbow out to the side, and then I'm gonna try to push through my right arm and stretch out the top of it. Great, last breath. And then we'll do the other side. So right palm comes back down. Now the left palm is gonna flip up towards you. So you should see the bottom of your hand. I'm pointing my elbow out to the side a little bit here, but let's see if we can lengthen and externally rotate. So it's almost like I'm trying to show the underside of my forearm forwards. Nice. We'll return your left hand back down to the ground. We're gonna realign our knees back underneath our hips, and we'll work through our cat-cows. You can take these with your knees on the ground like usual, but if you wanna start to build a little bit of strength, here's gonna be my tough option for today. You can tuck your toes, float your knees, and do your cat-cows in a floating tabletop. This is gonna build a lot of strength in your core, a lot of stability in your core. Last 3. We're gonna head to downward facing dog in 2 and 1. Let's send the hips back, lengthen out the legs. so that both your arms and your legs are straight. Your body is making kind of like a triangle shape here. Now, always for my first downward facing dog, I like to wiggle around a lot. I like to shift side to side, stretching out my lats and my shoulders. Sometimes I like to bend one knee and alternate to focus on one leg and the other. Now, once you've got all your little wiggles out, let's find stillness in our downward facing dog and work technique. Earlier, I was talking about knitting the ribs together. Let's do that again. See if you can align your ears next to your biceps. If not, it's okay if they're a little bit forwards. Knees can bend generously even if it means you can point your sit bones a little bit higher to the sky. Let's spend a breath in here together. And a breath out. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, breath in. And breath out. Our next breath moves us. Inhale, lift up your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step to the top of your mat, and we're gonna come into a shape called half lift. Walk your hands up onto your shins or even your thighs. Try to make your spine as flat as possible and do something for me. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Nice. Maybe it creates a little bit of back bend, so let's knit the ribs back in as you do this. Reach and extend your arms behind you so that you also feel your triceps turn on. Try to find equal planting of your feet in the ground, all 4 corners, your big toe ball mounds, your outer toe ball mounds, and your heels. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, fold and release over your legs. Now soften your knees. Let's roll up bone by bone, rolling you all the way up to a standing position. We'll bring your left hand onto your heart, and I want you to reach your right arm forwards. Reach it up, and then reach it back behind you. Let's do some big arm circles to warm up our shoulders today. And if you hopped on late or you just hopped on now, welcome. We're just getting started. Welcome to your Power Flow. Happy Monday. Nice. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. Let's go right hand across your heart. We'll reach your left arm forwards and we'll take it all the way up and back. So again, we're taking these big swirls. Oh, it feels so good to get my shoulders loose first thing in the morning. Last 3, last 2, and 1. We'll release both arms by our sides, and then we'll reach both of them up towards the ceiling. Now I want you to keep both of your arms going back. Let them separate as much as they need to come behind your back and potentially clasp. So we're doing a chest expansion grip. So we're going to interlace our fingers. You can also grab your wrists if that's not accessible. Pushing the palms together, elbows can be bent or straight. Let's all lift our chest. Take a big breath in, open up your heart space, and exhale, return to forward fold. Try to let the back of the neck be soft, the head hang heavy. We'll bend into our left leg. We'll try to work the left shoulder closer towards that thigh and open up our chest to the side. Nice, same thing on the other side. Right shoulder, right knee. We're opening up towards our left-hand side. The shoulder can also be super far from the knee, right? It's all the same shape, it's all the same intention. We're just working with where we all are. All right, we'll come back to center. Bend your elbows, release your hands down. Let's go through your halfway lift again. Maybe you get a little bit deeper into it. You work the core strength a little bit more. And then we'll return our hands to ground. We'll step back to high plank. Nice. Just like we did earlier, remember those shifts forwards and backwards? Let's try it in a plank for 3, for 2, and 1. Try those little circles. If you need it, you can drop to knees, but you're almost done. Circle in the other direction for 3, for 2, and back to downward facing dog on 1. 3 breaths. We're gonna build, build, build. All right, our last one moves us. We're gonna pick up our pace a little. Heels lift high, breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, move to the front of your mat. Feet can step together now, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Lengthen out your tailbone. We're gonna do an open twist. Left arm forwards, right arm back. This is an exhale breath. Inhale, reach both arms back up. Exhale, open twist to your left. Try to keep both of your hips squared forward. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, dive forwards, big open arms. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. We're gonna add on our first chaturanga, modified version first. Shift forward, tap your knees to the ground, keep your toes tucked. Bend your elbows towards 90 degrees. And you can go into a low cobra. So most of your body's on the ground, or you can work into upward facing if your back feels ready for this level of bending. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Great, now we move. Lift up your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the front. If you favor a leg to step forward, see if you can use the opposite leg now. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open twist to right. Nice, inhale, back up. Exhale, open twist to left. Hips staying square. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, and we're moving through chaturanga. I'll do the full version now. So gliding forwards, bending your elbows, upward facing. No, you can always do knees down and work a cobra. 3 breaths in your down dog. Nice, our last one moves us. Lift up heels, bend your knees, look forward. Maybe you want to start taking hops to the front. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, open heart to right. Inhale, rise back up. Open twist to left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward fold. Great, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank. I want to encourage all of us to try to meet in our upward facing dog. So that's with our arms straight, and we're actually going to lower the tops of our thighs onto the ground. We're going to take a little mermaid twist. So we're going to just roll onto our left hip, getting a little stretch through our side body. And mermaid roll over to the other side. Same thing, just a little stretch through the side body. It's a lot for the wrist though. So let's bring ourselves back to center, upward facing. Let's press into the tops of our feet so our thighs lift. And exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. All right, we have 2 more rounds, but we're gonna add on a bit here, my loves. Lift up your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and let's travel to the front. Halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to standing. And with your exhale, open heart twist to your right. Now I want you to start to bend into your knees like you're going back into a chair position. Notice if your knees are trying to separate and like one leg is trying to strain, that's usually what we're trying to do. So if holding that right arm back straight behind you is bothersome, just bring it onto your low spine or sacrum area. From here, we're gonna try to go into a low lunge twist. So you can step your left foot back and plant the left hand down to make your way there. Knee can come down for mods. Let's circle out our right arm. Get some space into the shoulder while you take this stretch through the front side hip flexor. Nice, we'll do one more and then we'll circle in the opposite direction. 3, 2, and 1. We'll lower our right hand down to the ground and go into a hamstring stretch. So we'll lengthen out through your front leg. You can also do this with your back knee on the ground if it ended up there already. We'll take it back forwards, inhale, hip flexor, and exhale, back hamstring. Now blocks can be kind of like your first application for these, right? They can be really helpful, allowing us to have contact with the ground without actually having to have our hands on the ground. And also, if your knee is going past your ankle, that's totally fine. It's actually really good for you to work that level of flexion in your ankles. And in some communities, it's kind of known as like the one way to stretch our knees, right? Our knees aren't made up of muscles that stretch, but the tendons, right, the ligaments do have some give, and it's good to train them in that way. Last 3. Last 2. And 1. We'll meet back with our bent front leg. We'll plant our hands if we can. We're going into 3-legged dog. So right leg lifts and our hip is going to open. Feel free to explore here as much as you want through leg circles. Maybe you just want to lift, bend, lift. Just explore and play with your range of motion a little bit. Nice. All right, now a little bit of strength moves right here. From this 3-legged dog, you're going to keep your back leg bent. You're going to shift forward, which is going to square off your hip and tap right knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift the right leg back up. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Let's go side to side like that. Lift and tap right. Lift and tap left. Push into the ground, use your core. We got 2 more rounds of this. Last one. Now you can lift it back up and just return to down dog, or keep it lifted and go through Ekapada Chaturanga or single-legged. Upward facing, and exhale, downward facing. Nice. Let's all head to the front of our mat. Let's get you off your hands. Halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Rise up to standing. And exhale, open twist to your left. Let's stay here because we did that nasty little chair on the other side. So we'll bend into our legs. We'll keep extending. If it's a problem for your left shoulder, just bring the hand on your low back. It can make life really, really much more enjoyable if that's a challenging shape for you. Inner thighs stay together, knees stay together. Our goal, though, is to get to our low lunge twist. So let's step, right foot back, right hand is down, left arm reaches up. Work those circles. Knee can come down for those circles. Right? There's a way to make this work for everybody. Let's see about reversing. Three, 2, and 1. Hands come down, hip flexor hamstrings. I like to work these pretty much every single class because it's so essential to work our split techniques. Yeah. If you use blocks on side 1, bring them in. To me, the blocks make it both easier and more difficult because the more I can lift and work back, the more intense the hip flexor stretch, yeah? So to me, using blocks is really for everybody, no matter what the goal. We've got 3. We've got 2. Nice, finish off your last one. And we'll meet back in our low lunge position. Blocks are gonna move, hands are gonna come down. We're going into our 3-legged dog. So left leg lifts, hip opens, and we play. Circle it out. Oh, my left hip is always so much angrier than my right. I gotta work on that. All right, now let's do our little strengthening right here. We're gonna kind of square off as we pull forwards to tap left knee to left tricep. Left leg lifts back up. We'll head to the right tricep. Lift, tap, lift, tap to the other side. Last 2. Last 1. Great. Now you can go up into your 3-legged, down to down dog, or you can head through Ekapada. Upward facing, exhale, downward facing, and we're gonna take a break for your hands at the back of your mat. So walk them back, let it hang. You can add in a Padahastasana or hands to feet pose. If you would rather give yourself an inversion and a handbrake, then work into your Malasana. So wide squat position. And if you're here in either of those shapes, but you want to start to work in some more tricky business, then you can always play with some inversions, some handstands. If you have them in your practice, you're probably ready to go. I'll give you guys about 20 seconds or so to reset. For my people that are a little bit newer, yoga can be really tough on the wrists, yeah? We're essentially using our arms and our hands the way we do our legs. Our legs are really used to moving us around like that, but our hands, not so much. So if you feel like your wrists are a little ouchy, kind of see if you can decipher, right, whether we're building strength or causing injury. We want to try to be able to differentiate between those two. If you're inverting and taking this time to work on your handstands, you've got about 5 more seconds. Nice. And then we're all going to meet back in our forward fold. So if you're in your Malasana, lift her up, bring it up, and we're all going to roll up to a standing position. Great. All right, let's work our feet together, and we're going to work on a little bit of balancing techniques. Yeah? We're going to just start with your foundation, with your feet. So I want you to try to lift up both of your heels. So if you dance, we're in a releve position, and then we'll lower them back down. Lifting and lowering. Let's just work through those ankles a little bit. And as you're doing this, I want you to feel like your legs are zipping together. So if you're standing here hip width distance, that's totally fine. But since I'm trying to get you guys used to some arm balancing technique, I want you to think of everything zipping together like a mermaid tail, yeah? mermaid, merman, merthey, whatever kind of mer you want to be, yeah? Nice. Now let's add arms, so reach up. Try to show the palms of your hands towards the ceiling and try to add on that same lift. It really helps me to just look at something that isn't moving and to just focus on that thing. If you're feeling the burn in your legs like I am, good. That's what we want. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's try to keep it up on 1. Keep your gaze on that fixed object or test yourself and try to look up at the ceiling. Keep the ribs in, keep biceps by ears, keep heels up. For 3, for 2, and 1, let it go. Nice work, walk out the legs a little bit. Let's take a little walk to the front. How you guys feeling? Take a little water break if you need it. I'm gonna grab mine. So we're gonna get into like the next part of our class. We're gonna add on some more compressive twists and create some more difficult shapes, yeah? Your blocks are gonna be super helpful for these shapes. We're gonna try to get into some Warrior 3 stuff. All right. So I'm gonna kind of have them at the top of my mat. And I'll have y'all meet me also at the front of your mat. Great, hip width distance. Let's work back into our chair position again. Inhales. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale up. Exhale back. 3. Great, 2. Last one, reach both of your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. With your exhale, you can take a crow position, right? Elbows bend, knees bend. You're trying to work shins to triceps, and you can work on this inversion / arm balance, right? If you're not into working your crows today, you can always step back, work through your high to mid planks, or even just step back into down dog. If you're in your crow, see if you can hold it for 3 more seconds and then potentially step back or hop back into your mid plank. Yeah, so jump backs. Nice. Upward facing, and everybody's gonna meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift up your right leg. Exhale, open your hip, bend into your knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, shift forward. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, let's hold it there. Kick the leg out to the side, roll to the inside of your left foot, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Great, take a couple circles. And the other way. Return that hand to the ground, square off on your back leg, and lift it up 3-legged. Exhale, knee to nose, step through low lunge. Adjust your back foot slightly open. We're going into Warrior 1. So your front knee is gonna stay bent. Arms reach up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace them. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, work into your humble warrior. Right shoulder comes down towards the right thigh or even to the inside of the thigh. 1 breath in. Breath out. Inhale, let's rise up. We're going into high crescent. Here's the difference. Back foot lifts, knee squares off to the front, knee slightly bends. Inhale, breath again. Exhale, open twist to your right. Inhale, exalted warrior, right hand, left hamstring, left arm reaches up. Exhale, Warrior 2. Let's adjust. First time in our warrior two, so let's find right heel bisecting left arch, right toes pointing kind of forwards, left toes pointing kind of out. Everybody's anatomy is going to make this look a little different, so find what works for you. But I want all of us to try to find evenness in our hips, so we're not dumping forwards, we're not over tucking, we're kind of in a neutral. That's what makes this a pretty intense hip opener. Arms reach to front and back. Look over your right middle finger. Let's flip that right palm. Reverse warrior. Open up side body, but maintain or even deepen the lunge in your front leg. And exhale, side angle. Right arm down, left arm high. Let's flow here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Yeah, made more difficult if the right arm just barely grazes that inner thigh. 3. Nice, 2. And exhale on 1. Let's bring it all the way down to low lunge. So I'm going to square off on that back leg. Now your blocks are here for you, right? We put them there for us. Let's take off and go into warrior 3. I like working warrior 3 with a block under my hands first, pretty much every time. Sometimes I just always do it with blocks. My friends with open hips or hips that don't feel like they're that strong yet, notice if you're internally collapsing, right? Notice if also you feel like you're just kind of dropped into the hip socket. The way I like to think of it is like I'm lifting up and out of it, potentially even opening my hip just slightly to make this feasible. We're here for 3. Nice, last 2. And 1. Let's bend both of our legs. Tap the left knee to your right calf and then re-extend the leg back. Tap. Back. Tap. Back. Yeah, if you're following along with my playlist, it kind of has a rhythm and we're following it. 3. Nice, 2. Great job. Last 1. Let's extend and then go into a standing split. So now there's a little more opening, a little more happening here. Great, we've got 3. Last 2. And 1. Let's step the left foot to the back of your space. Hands come down to the ground as well. You can step back and go through that Ekapada Chaturanga again. Upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Take a little reset. Great, let's go for the other side. Left leg lifts, hip opens, bend into your knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, give her a tap. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. We're gonna hold it here, extend it out to the side, and roll to the inside edge of our right foot, reaching our right arm up. We're pushing up, we're lifting out of that arm. Take a couple circles here, and a couple circles in the other direction. I know it's tough. You're doing a side plank from hell right now. Return right hand down, square off on that back foot, and lift your left leg up to the sky. Need to nose, let's step through to low lunge and get ready for warrior 1. So back heel adjusts in, toes turn out a bit, front knee stays bent as you stack. Yeah? Tailbone gets long underneath you, arms reach up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hands come behind you, interlace, press the palms. We're going for our humble warrior, so lift up through your chest and dive forwards. Now maybe your shoulder is far from the thigh, maybe your shoulder is super snuggled into the thigh. Everybody's depth is gonna look different, feel different, but I assure you, it is all the same shape. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Inhale, let's rise into our high crescent. So make the back foot different. Lift up, square off, reach your arms up. Open twist, left arm back, right arm forwards. And then we'll exalt. Left hand, right hamstring, right arm reaches up to sky. Great, let's head into warrior two. Totally different foot positioning yet again. So make those adjustments. Everybody's foot positioning is going to be a little different, but let's all try to think about a neutral hip position for us. Arms reach to front and back. Flip left palm. Inhale, reverse. Maintain your depth or even try to deepen the lunge in the front leg. Left arm down, right arm high. And here we float back and forth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side. I know the front thigh is burning. Mine is shaking because I'm not used to doing this right now. Last three. Last two. And exhale on one. Let's take it all the way down. Square off on that back leg to head into your low lunge. We're set up. We're ready to head into our warrior three, but a modified version because I prefer it. So hands on blockies. Right leg extends back. Again, remember all my little kind of details. We're trying to be lifted out of the hip socket, right? And I know sometimes it can be difficult to ideate, to feel what that feels like, right? So we're not letting the opposite hip collapse in. We're also not over opening. We're trying to find just the in-between, and it should feel like there's a little balloon or something creating space between the top of your femur head and your hip socket, yeah? Take an inhale breath. With your exhale, bend both knees, give them a little tap. Nice. Extend back out, try to recreate that buoyancy, and then tap again. Great. So we're kind of doing a little bit of self-PNF stretching, right? We're trying to tell the leg, you're okay, you're okay. And then bring it back into ouchie town. 3, 2, I'm right there with you, I hate it. Last one, extend it back, and then let's try to go standing split. So see if the legs can separate more. Again, we have this really nice addition of the blocks so they can be really helpful. And we're just staying still. For 3, for 2, good breaths, babies. And 1, let's take a step back. Go through your high to mid plank or just step back into down dog. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Feel free to take child's pose if you want it here, or even a kneel. I'm gonna break down what we're gonna get to at the end of this flow. So we're gonna try to go for a shape called soldier. It's a shape that is very similar to a standing split, except you're kind of going for a foot grab. It comes from a bit of like a wider stance. So in order for us to kind of nestle our torso close to our leg, we have to kind of create a little bit of abduction. So you stay on the ground, this little soldier shape, right? I like to almost come to it from our malasana. Again, hopefully this is where the mirror is helpful. I'm gonna try to get an arm close to the leg, yeah? We lift. This arm that I threaded through is gonna try to capture this leg. Even if this is your life right here and you're like, holy shit, I'm in a pretzel of death. TL put me here and this is the farthest I wanna go, that's totally fine. Your soldier ends up looking like this, right? So we're trying to point the knee up towards the sky. It's a really big hip opener. All the work that we've been doing in our like warrior ones and stuff is gonna contribute to this shape. So that's where we're heading to. It looks wacky. I'm watching myself on the camera because there's like a little bit of a delay. That looks so crazy. We'll see how we do, yeah? Because that's the best we can do. And then after this, we take it down, we call it a day. All right, let's meet in our downward facing dog, shall we? Let's do it. Let's do it so that we're not doing it quicker. All right, I know. I like when I demo something and then my viewership drops. They're like, sorry girl, I'm not staying for that shit. Have a nice day. All right, from your downward facing dog, let's try to stance out a little bit. Let's see if we can like prep ourselves here. We're gonna essentially try to go for a grab from here. So right leg lifts up, hip opens. See if you can really keep that right arm down and see if you can just come onto tented left hands, just so you can feel asymmetry and balance in your body. Maybe you walk it further back. Yeah, maybe you just try to tap your hip one time. Maybe you feel stable there and you're actually able to grab the foot. Eee! This is so hard. Nice, I did it one time. All right, if you still got that grip, let's let it go. Right leg goes back up. We'll go right knee, right tricep. Lift it back up. Right knee, left tricep. Let's extend it out one time. Nice, big circle one time. Circle it back. Once it returns to the ground, see if you want to add on one little push-up. Right leg lifts to sky. Knee to nose, step through low lunge. Let's go straight into your high crescent. Let's skip the warrior one. Open twist to right. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Again, inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Just one more time and we're gonna try to stay for depth. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side angle, and let's try to go for our depth here. Block can come under your hand, yeah? Left arm reaches up. Arm can also swoop in front of you and reach to the front, so full extension. Great, for 3. Last 2. And 1. Let's try to bring you back up from here. We'll lengthen through our front leg and go into reverse triangle just to give your hips a break. And then exhale, low lunge. Rebend the front knee. Hands come down. Warrior 3, with or without your blocks. Maybe you want to test yourself today. Last 3. Last 2. And standing splits, bring it down. Lifting your left leg up. If you're feeling inverted, you can also take moments to invert here. Great, and then we'll all bring our left foot back down to the ground. If you're inverting, both feet down to the ground. Let's widen things out a little bit here. So we're kind of just wider than your ribs, yeah? We're gonna try to go for that soldier shape. All right, so I'm gonna let my right leg be my base. So that means my right arm is gonna try to reach through. Yeah. Now, I like to bend into my right leg to try to get as much of my shoulder close to my thigh, and I like to lean some of my weight there. Once you kind of get yourself over, just see about bending. Yeah. Left leg is lifted. Right hand, right? Because you need opposite arm to opposite foot to have some semblance of balance, right? Maybe you hold here. You're like, Tracy, okay, I'll jump on your wacky train. And then see about lifting the leg up. Try to spot the ground. And again, we're just trying to open, open, open. I see that I need to maybe get a little bit more lifted here. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Let's bring it back down. Halfway lift. And with your exhale, let's plant. You can hop back, step back. Nice, we're going through our last round, y'all. You're doing amazing. All right, now we tried that little balance on the other side, so we're trying to go for a lot of stability here, yeah? Now let's lift up your left leg, open the hip, and then just see if you can come tented right hand. Maybe it walks back a little bit. Maybe you even try to tap your hip. Maybe you tap the hip, you feel some stability, and you go for the foot grab. My right leg is really trying to figure it out. All right, let's bring it back down. You guys did great. Left leg lifts. Left knee, left tricep. Let's get through it. We got it. Lift the leg back up. Left knee, right tricep, extend it out. Right arm reaches up. Nice, 1 circle. 1 circle. Maybe you add in your push-up. Left leg lifts. And knee to nose, we step through low lunge. Straight into our high crescent we went. If you made it this far, you're a rock star. Lift them up. Open twist to the left. Exalted. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. So, so tough. That left thigh getting stronger every time. Our last one, we're going for depth. All right, so I've got my left hand on the ground, just to the inside of the thigh. Maybe it's on a block. And I'm going to take a big circle with this right arm, trying to go for that full extension. Y'all are so close. Last breath in. Exhale, let's bring it up. Lengthen through the left leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, low lunge, take it down. Hey, Richard. All right. Now maybe use your blocks, maybe you don't. Warrior 3, so that's single leg balance with or without arms by side. I don't know about you, but I am sweating. 3, 2, and standing split on 1. Ooh. Again, if you've got inversions and you've been working those all day, feel free to work them here. I'm just not feeling it, y'all. I'm trying to just preserve myself for tonight. All right. If you've got those inversions going, we'll bring you back down. And we're going to just widen things out a little. Now I'm going to do that same side that I demoed before. So your left leg now is going to be the foundation. Left arm tries to reach through. Yeah. And I'm going to bend that leg so I kind of get a good snuggle going on here. I'm trying to really get myself inside. Right arm is reached out, right? Because I'm balanced on my left foot and my right hand in order to lift up my right leg. Capturing the foot. Maybe it's just here, your life is weird. Or you try to open up the hip, pointing the knee up to the sky. Don't know why I chose the absolute most contortionist shit today. Sorry, everybody. For 3, for 2, and 1. Let's bring it back down. You can go for one more high to mid plank here. Upward facing. Great job. Downward facing. Let's bring our knees down. Let's sit off to one side. I'll face you. And we'll go feet together. Take a couple breaths in that butterfly position. And then move forwards if it feels like the right thing for your back. You guys are doing great. Final 5 minutes of class. We'll bring ourselves back up. And we'll try to work into straddle. So legs open up wide. Great. And then same thing, staying here, taking a few breaths, or moving forwards. Nice, you can stay here a little longer, work in your restorative work, or if you want one last little bit of small time calisthenics, meet me back up. Close up your straddle just a little bit, press your hands into the ground, lift up both of your feet, lower them back down. We're scooped out and contracted into the belly. We're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're still down, bring yourself all the way up to meet us. We'll bend into our knees, rock both knees to the right, and stretch out your hips. Deer position. Bring it back through center. Do the same thing to the other side. Great, we'll bring you back up. The direction that you're facing, let's bring your back leg forwards. And we'll all roll down onto our backs from here. Try to be controlled. And we'll bring your knees back with you. Nice and wide around the ribs. Either Apanasana or Happy Baby. We'll bring your knees in, take a quick twist to your left. You can scoot the hips to your right. to help you get a better rotation. Same twist, other side. And then we'll bring you back to center. And find your final shape for today. Just a brief meditation on the floor. Now, friends, I encourage you to stay here longer if possible. But this concludes our time together. Can take a stretch out. Hugging your knees back in one more time. And rocking up to your seat. Oh my goodness, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful time. I know I did. It feels so good getting back into our usual routine. So yeah, every Mondays, 10 a.m. I'm back on. That's if you're on Pacific time, of course. If you're on East Coast, it's at 1 o'clock p.m. I'll be teaching this class tonight at Soho at 5:30 in the heat, a little bit tougher transitions, and then a yin at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we'll be back with our, it was skills and drills, but now it's a quick core class. So that's only for my Patreon subscribers, 15 and up. That'll be same time as this one, 10 a.m., 1 p.m. And then Thursdays, beginners class, yay! 12 p.m. for you Pacific timers and 3 p.m. for my East Coasters. Oh, you guys did amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Feels so good to be back. Thank you for the vibrating pretzel yoga. Looking forward to core class. Yay, Candace. Thank you. Thank you and congrats again. Thank you, Velvet. The camera angle and everything was perfect. Great. I love that. I was like, all these classes are going to pretty much have my butt in them, but that's fine. Yeah, that core class I'm really excited about. I thought the skills and drills were cool, but I think the topics are a little overwhelming sometimes, like a little too challenging. So the core will be great. It'll be not just like abdominals, but total proximal core. So just being able to recruit your back, your hips, and then of course the abs and pelvic floor so that you can feel a little more controlled and whatever other types of movement that you're doing. Thanks, Holly. Thank you so much. Yes, we literally finished this place last night. I had to get a much longer cord because yeah, it's a very large space. So I was like, okay, time for a 40-foot cord. Thank you, Mimi. That sounds awful. Can't wait. That should be our t-shirt, Velvet. Sounds awful. See ya tomorrow. Yeah, now that all this is set up too, I mean, I've been wanting to get back into Twitch streaming, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back on Twitch. If not this week, definitely next, because I would love to play some Zelda and just chat with everybody in a non yoga or movement way. I think that would be really fun. Oh, amazing job, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It really feels good to be back. Really, really, really feels good. Candace, thank you. That's a wonderful piece of feedback. Thank you. Really helped with the directions. I've always wanted a space with mirrors, but I've never had a space that's big enough. And when I found this place and saw the mirrors, I was like, I need this place for my classes because I grew up dancing and all the dance classes are followed from behind and have a mirror in front so you see front and back. And it's always been great for my brain and my learning style. So glad that it worked for y'all. Great, Itzel. Itzel, I'm so glad you made it too. Yay. The mirrors helped especially with the pretzel portion. Yes. Pretzel party. Thank you for the feedback. Jenny Marie, yes. Soldier pose is no joke. Yeah. I wasn't sure what I was going to do today, but I was like, ooh, you know what would be cool? What if we stuck our whole bodies between our legs and then shoved one leg in the sky? That would be cool. Ugh. I felt very much not like a soldier. Yeah, I don't know why they call it soldier. Like, this shit doesn't make sense. And also, like, that wasn't a name created, you know, from source, right? Like, at least I'm pretty sure it's not. I'll double check, but pretty sure that's a Western new edition. Yeah, no, you guys did amazing. I know, I teach these power classes. It's an intermediate to advanced, so I do these things to challenge you, and you all rose to the challenge. So give yourselves big pats on the backs. Be sure to hydrate. Hydrated muscles are happy muscles. And eat some food that brings you joy, because recovery and feeding yourself is important. All right, y'all, you did amazing. I'll let you get on with your day. I've got to run a couple errands, get a couple groceries since I'm out of things, but I love you all so much. And again, thank you for coming to class. It really means a lot that I get to teach to you. So thank you, thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, Tawny. Tawny, I love you. Sending you so much love. Thank you for your really, really thoughtful Instagram post. I see you, my love. It means so much to see those things. Thank you. All right, my loves, be good to yourselves. And if I don't see you Wednesday or Thursday, then I will see you on Monday. Like it's Blue's Clues. I love you, Candace. This is Blue's Clues. All right, my loves, I'll see you next time. Bye.